Com and BigWaveTraining.net coming to you with the July 9th stock market report that you can use from July 8th session. First off, let's go ahead and look at the New York Stock Exchange just as a way to start off. I want you guys to notice that whenever we had the uptrend going along from March to April to May, look at all the days above the 50-day moving average we had. And a lot of those days happened on very green volume. You can see the green bars. You can see it here on May. You can see it here, in May and in April, just confirming that the uptrend is at least, even though it's not being accumulated in a wild sorts of bunches, which there are patterns in the 1920s, the 1930s, even in the 1950s, and if you go and look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average in the 1990s, the NASDAQ, in 1999, where clear apparent accumulation was going on. Here we don't have that. We still don't have that. So we just have regular accumulation going into the month of May. Then, as we started to put in what some brilliant columnists, I call them brilliant because they all see the pattern way too early. You got to have it succeed for it to work. They see a head in May. They see a shoulder in May, They see a head in June, and they see a shoulder in March. And for some of you guys on the YouTube videos that don't know me very well at all or don't know how hard I practice to put so much time into this, you're probably going, well, I don't see it, and your charts are crap, and if you don't make your charts better, I'm leaving. Leave. I don't care. So the thing is, this is a head and shoulders top. Viewers on my platinum gold subscriptions, you guys can clearly see it. But look at the head and shoulders top. That's not very heads and shoulders top. That's about as, close as you can get. That's why we can barely see them. If you want to see what a real head and shoulders top is supposed to look like, you need to go look at the dollar, like I've been showing my subscribers. A head and shoulders top would look like this. Okay, look here. Here's a shoulder, and there's a clear shoulder. Here's a head, and that's a clear head. And then here's another clear shoulder. There's no really arguing with this pattern. There's no saying, okay, Josh, well, you're looking way, way, way too far into it. It can't possibly be a head and shoulder because there's no way I can see a head and shoulder there on a weekly, on a 4-day, on a 3-day, on a 2-day, or on a 1-day. It's just impossible. Especially then if you drew the neckline right here at the low points and then connected that small uptrend that was acting as support in March and then draw through the April uptrend. So now you have 1, 2, 3 solid areas of support. You got a double top in place. The dollar breaks down. Let's say that you listened to my analysis and you listened that we had a double top and you listened to the double top breakdown. Well, here's what your gain would have looked like. You would have gotten a beautiful 7% gain. Some of you get 50 to 1, 250 to 1 margin. So you made over 300% in just going short the dollar in just a month and a half. So the head and shoulders top that I hear about the market right now in the NYSE, yeah, you guys are calling it pretty close. I really can't see it. That's a little... It could be, but it's a little too harsh for me. The only thing that it does have going for it, once again, the higher volume on this day on Friday, but I want you to look at it up close. Let me get on a Zoom 8 on it. Look at the tail intraday. That's very bullish intraday support tail. Now, look at the breakdown on this day. Why is volume below average? Look at the breakdown on this day. Why is volume below average? Look at the breakdown on this day. Why is volume extremely low, below average? And then look at this breakdown right here. Why is volume once again below average? This is where chart reading is a science and art, because I'm not sure too many of my constituents that are out there are actually looking at the market the way I am. I'm a cautious bull for one reason. I don't have 100 stocks say hold. Here's one of my longs. Before today, I don't know what it did. So it finally fell today 8%. So I will be getting out of most of it. But look at this long. Do you see how it broke out in May? Went long there. Broke out in June. Bought some more. So from the first buy to where it's 39%, but after today, it's only a 27% gain. But while that was also happening, there was AVNR, and as you can see in AVNR, from the breakout in May to the top, there's 158%. And then, of course, my favorite being in China, Kongzhong Corporation, broke out here in April, and look at with the beautiful chart pattern, up 103%. So obviously, it's not a bearish market. It could just be right now consolidating gains. Looking at the NASDAQ clearly. Okay. We had a nasty day on the 22nd, and the sell-off actually made me so angry because on the 19th, the Friday before, we had so many beautiful charts, and that there were so many longs that said, buy me today, trust me, we're going higher. Stocks like CHLN, which are about as beautiful as it gets right now in a chart, and I'll show you that later on. Then on the NASDAQ, what it did is that I got scared. The breakdown on extremely low volume scared me out of a lot of it, has scared me out of half of my positions. Then as we went along, look at what happened. Look at the rally here. Heavier volume, accumulation, but then look what happened. Another breakdown on low volume, and then another breakdown on low volume. So now you can see here 3 days in a row, the NASDAQ now off almost 6%, and volume is below average on all three breakdowns. Then look at what you get today. You get a bullish reversal. It doesn't close at the high of the day, but it dips all the way down to 1727 and manages to close at, I believe that's 1747. Yeah, because 1756 was the open. So it's a very bullish intraday reversal. And if you'll notice something, big green bop. Notice the price action. Now I want to notice this big green bop here. Notice the bullish price action. Very bullish day. No closing near the low of the day. Notice this bullish price action. No closing near the low of the day. Look at this bullish price action. No closing near the low of the day. Look at this bullish price action. No closing near the low of the day. Look at this high volume, above average volume session. Does look weaker, but does it look like it's closing at the low of the day? No, it doesn't. And let's go ahead now and compare that to the, I know we can't look at the rally on this index. Thanks a lot, Telechart, on the Shanghai SC Composite. But look at China since the beginning of 2009, for instance. China is up a whopping 69%. And some of you may think it's a bubble. Some of you may not believe in the move. That's fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions, but I want to make sure that nothing goes up in a nice, calm 70% fashion like that, and it's not just, good luck. Now, one last thing I would like to do, I know I don't think I have time, and I think that this is only like the 120th last thing I wanted to do. I'll show you our 70% run up on the NASDAQ. That was actually a lot more. So compare this run in 1998, which seriously made me filthy rich. Compare that run up to the top. And I want you to remember, that run up that you saw in China, look at this. Look at this here in NASDAQ. There's our 75% run up. Look at how parabolic top. Look at how toppy it looks after already being in a long, look at this. It looks toppy. Look at the volume. Look at the volume expanding like it's a topping, climax pattern. And now I'm going to go back to the Shanghai Composite. I don't know why my computer just did that. My computer just freaked out. I'm going to go back to the Shanghai Composite and show you what that chart overall looks like. You do have to ignore the volume, but I do want you to notice the price pattern of it. And you tell me if it looks like it's parabolic or not. So there's 2009 again. 2009 China. Compare that. Go ahead to that last 1998 to 2000 chart of the NASDAQ, and I think you'll see where we're at. Okay, aloha. Oh my God, we went under 10 minutes. I can't believe it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm very proud of myself. Even though some of you guys really seem to hate me, I do want to let you know I have a disease. It's going to kill me probably early off in life. I don't have time for hate. I love you all, even the ones of you that hate me. Thank you for watching. This is Joshua Hayes of BigWayTrading.com. Aloha. Subscribers, part 2. I will see you, and I doubt there's a part 3. We don't have time for part 3 right now in this market until the weekend. All right, aloha.